What's good, my Zesty Lemons? It is Lee, and thank you so much for stopping by Zesty Tarot. Today we're going to do a reading about Kendrick Lamar, and I just want to see what he's thinking and what are the current vibes after him and Drake went toe-to-toe. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful day. If this is your first time watching me, welcome. I appreciate you for stopping by, even if it's for a little bit. But I will say this. I had noticed, and it is my fault, because I'm not consistent like I should be, but you got to give your girl some grace because I'm back in school. And I'm a mother of 3, and I'm doing all this by myself. So, you know, the energy has to be right. You know, I have to be in the right space. But, you know, I would appreciate it if, you know, I can accumulate some more subscribers. I promise, well, I shouldn't promise, but I hope to promise that I will not disappoint in my readings. I also want to put it out there that I am very aware that there are other readers, and they all are, I'm assuming, doing a great job. And if any of my readings tend to clash with someone else's reading, that does not make the reading inaccurate, nor does it make it accurate. It just depends on the timeline and the energy. Okay? So let's get into it and see what's going on with Mr. Kendrick Lamar. Sweet Universe, thank you for this opportunity to read for Kendrick. What is his thought? What is his thought process after the beef with him and Drake? What is he thinking? What are his plans? What's going on? Please keep in mind that this reading may or may not resonate. The only way that you'll know if it resonates is if you pick up clues from something that I've said. You can go back to this as a reference. This could be personal things that he is thinking about. And since he is very quiet, he may not come out and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling today. You know? So, times. One more time. All right. 1, 2, and 3. For those that are wondering what I'm doing, I'm pulling energy, and whichever section has the most energy is where I choose from. Sometimes it's hard because it could be, like right now, like it can bounce, but I'm feeling the tingling sensation from the middle. All right. So, bottom of the deck, we have forgive and forget. So, I think right off bat, I don't think that Kendrick intentionally, well, let me just try to, okay, I'm just going to say it like I feel it. It was not in Kendrick's plan to embarrass Drake. It really was about going bar for bar. And I believe that he stated that during Euphoria. You know, he was like, you know, this is just a friendly fade and you should keep it that way, you know. But if you want to take it further, you know what I'm saying? No, if you want to take it there, then I'll take it further. That's something that you don't want to do. And so, naturally, anybody will be like, okay, yeah, you just talking trash. You know what I'm saying? But apparently Drake was really bothered by that. I mean, you got to think about it. If you actually took the time to listen to what Kendrick was talking about in all of the songs, especially 616 in LA, when he dropped the bomb that he had wires in his camp that was feeding Kendrick information. You know, when you get into somebody's mind like that, that definitely will cause someone to be paranoid. Like, all right, which one of y'all are over here telling my darkest secrets? And then coming out and saying that, I mean, he only named 100, but, you know, he stated that there are a handful that wants to see him as a casualty, and one of them just so happens to be standing right beside him. Now, that could have just been a dig just to make him feel uncomfortable and paranoid. Who knows what his tactics are? But, you see what I'm saying? I feel like Drake took it personally. I mean, anybody would if somebody comes at them talking about well, I got some dirt on you, and you know what I'm saying, you keep on talking smack, I'm going to tell everybody about your business, whether it's true or not. Now you're on the defense and you got to do what you got to do. So he was thinking like, hey, well, I'm going to take it further. You know, so, but this is about Kendrick. So the bottom of the deck, like I said, is forgive and forget. I think that Kendrick, like I said, had no intentions of trying to dismantle Drake. I do think that he did not appreciate the things that Drake was doing, but I feel like it wouldn't have affected him if one second. It wouldn't have affected him had Drake not decided to go towards his family and try to say things about them. Alright, so first card out, we have Love Yourself. And I feel like Love Yourself is, now, this could be him stating on a spiritual level, like, you know, I'm just going to be focusing on myself, you know, exercising forms of self-care and self-love. Like, he's going to spend more time with his family. He's going to go out into the communities and, you know, travel or whatever the case may be. But at this time, he's really enjoying the moment of being who he is. And I feel like Kendrick is very proud of who he is, who he has become. I have not heard all of Mr. Morale and the High Steppers, but there is a song, Mother May I think, or is it Mother I Sober? One of the two. Yeah, I'm sorry. Why did I say Mother May I? Mother I Sober. I think that's the one with the lead singer of Portishead. But that's that story along, and the constant traumas that he had to deal with, and then just dealing with, you know, the traumas of his mom, you know what I'm saying? So for him to take all of that trauma and even outside things that he has witnessed before his eyes, losing someone or a group of someones, you know, or in the verge of losing someone, that can mess somebody's mental up, right? And the fact that he was able to convert that into a sense of peace is amazing. And kudos to him, and kudos to anybody that has gone through hardships, did not know how they were going to make it through, but they pushed through. Kudos to those that have the ability to listen to, sorry, that is my loud as, buzzering as dryer. I hate that dryer. Anyways, moving on. Sorry to anybody that had their headphones on. But, so as I was saying, like, anyone that has gone through that before, you know, and you didn't know how you were going to get out of it, the fact that you made the choice to transmute that energy of pain into becoming something great and memorable is very commending, and I'm proud of you. Live life to the fullest. So the vibes right off bat I'm getting is like he is unfazed. He is unbothered. He's going to keep pushing. He's going to, live life to the fullest, exactly what it says. Because here's the thing. Now, I'm not trying to knock Drake, because Drake is a respectable artist, despite how people may feel about him ghostwriting. I do understand that that's a big no-no in the hip-hop game. But just his sense of delivery, if I said that right, and the swag about it. If he has to quiet his Canadian accent just to show love for the love of hip hop, then okay, so be it. Now, the other situations with him being a colonizer and profiting off of other individuals just to make a come up, this is just a read specifically for Kendrick, so I'm not going to put my personal 2 cents on that, but that's aside. I'm just saying, or talking about the surface of what we see as far as Drake is concerned. Reflect on your truth, and I feel like what this is talking about is, Kendrick is not going to be a fan favorite, just like Drake is not going to be a fan favorite, but at the end of the day, regardless of what people may say about him, what rumors might be spreaded about him, he's going to continue to do his due diligence in providing the world with the necessary knowledge that he believes the world needs. There is a time and a place for everything, and I also believe that there are categories. You're going to have an audience that is going to eat that up, and they're going to internalize that, and the blessings of wisdom that he provides, they're going to take that wisdom and that knowledge, and they're going to apply it to their lives. But then you're going to have some that are like, why can't you just come out with something that we can just rock to? Well, that's not the way that he's developed. That's not the way that he rolls. He does not want to be commercialized. He wants to be true. He wants to keep hip-hop alive. He wants to tell the stories. He wants to share the struggles, to help younger men and women going through that struggle, that there is a way of getting out. There is a sense of hope in this. You just can't give up, Alright, so now we got that out the way, let's go ahead and use these oracles as well. Make sure I don't have a card hiding. Okay. Alright. Put these over here. So as of right now, I feel like he's just chilling. But yeah, the forgive and the forget. And he may, when he drops his album, he may talk about these things of loving yourself and living life to the fullest and speaking your truth, and forgiving and forgetting. No matter how hard it is, just try to push that shit in the back of your mind and try not to let that control you. And believe you me, I understand the struggle. Just because I'm naturally compassionate at heart, and it doesn't make sense as to why people can be cruel, but they have to learn on their own. You can't make anybody change for you. Alright, sweet universe, what other messages do you have pertaining to this reading? Nothing to say? Okay. I don't think it has anything to say. I think that was it. Oh, well, hold on. Okay. So we have guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let go. Let it go. So what's interesting about this is, like I said before, I don't think that Kendrick intended to come down on Drake the way that he did. But, you know, he was like, look, I gotta defend my people. You ain't gonna get away with, like he said, discrediting decent people. So I warned you. You did not take heed to that warning, so I'm going to come at your entire family. I'm going to come at you. I'm going to strip you down as though I am the ayahuasca. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to expose you and I'm going to reveal those impurities that you got going on. I will say that I do believe that Kendrick did feel bad. I don't think that he's as heartless as everyone may, I'm not going to say everyone, but I don't think that he is as heartless as some may think that he is. I think that he's just like, you know, hey, tit for tat, eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? I hate that I had to do that to you, but, you know. All right. Okay, I just saw one flip. Remember that it is okay to be happy. It really is. And so I kind of feel like that also stems, or not stems, but that also reminds me of this card, Reflect on Your Truth. It is okay to talk about happy times. It's okay to set aside the traumatic situations and just focus on, you know, what it feels like to be in a euphoric mode. You know what I mean? And I saw something on YouTube that, and I feel this, they said that they believe that euphoria should have the same respect as Not Like Us. I mean, I get that it was a club banger, but there was so many messages and triple entendres. All of them really should get the proper respect than just Not Like Us. That's my personal opinion. So don't come at me. But yeah, it's okay to be happy. It really is. And I feel like Reflected on the Truth, like I said, and this could be something that he will talk about in his music. Maybe he's scared of happiness, or maybe, you know, that was a struggle for him for the longest time. He felt like he had to be militant in this life to not let anyone in, simply because, you know, you can't trust everybody. God never said to trust one another. He said be kind and love one another, but he never said to trust. There's only one person that you should trust, and that is God alone. That's my personal opinion on that. But I know a lot of people's like, you're too deep. You're too deep. Why don't you, you know, talk about banging somebody's brains out or something like that? And that's not his MO, but if he does decide to do that, okay, cool. Okay, well, I didn't, okay. Wasn't for certain that that's what I do. Alright, we'll take you. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let love flow. So I feel like this message is, you know, the industry is not everyone in the industry are pawns of the nonsense that goes on. There are some kind-hearted, tender individuals that he could possibly get to know, but if he's cool with his circle, then okay, cool. But I just feel like this is saying, like, he could ease up a little bit, you know, let people in. Even family members, if he has been away from them for a long time. I'm not for certain. But like I said, I haven't listened to Mr. Morale, the High Stepper, so I don't know exactly what's going on in the family and whatnot. But hopefully he will come to a point where he is ready to let them in a little bit. Or if not, and he's completely at peace with not talking to them at all, at least let those that are genuinely wanting to be in your circle, who is really wanting to learn from you, let them in. And it says, look around. The last card says, look around and find some signs. The universe is speaking to you, or God is speaking to you. So I feel like with Love Yourself and Living Life to the Fullest, I feel like these are the moments that he's definitely going to listen to what, or hear what God is saying to him. And you may hear about that in the album. All right, so let's get into the tarot. All right, speakers. Why did you choose these cards? It's always the middle. So we have, oh, I have this on reverse, my fault. Okay. So with Love Yourself, and we have the Judgment card, I feel like this is saying to not be so critical on himself. To not automatically assume that someone is out to get you. And I do remember it was on Like That. And it could talk about something completely different, but when he said that, you know, he still has PST. How do you say that? I can't. PTSD. Thank you. PTSD. I can't even say my words. There's something going on. I don't know if there's a retrograde going on or what, but it's affecting me heavily. But yes, he still has a hard time dealing with his traumas, and I'm assuming that it has a lot to do with the industry or whatnot. No one's out to get him, at least I hope that they're not. But also to not be so harsh on himself, to always keep his third eye open. I honestly think that he's a starseed. I think that I don't know, he's just something about him that really speaks to me, especially during the Heartbreak 5, when he morphed into the different artists and he was telling their story. I just get chills from that, and so that just reminds me of that. So with the Knight of, I don't know. I just feel like this is the moment where he is going to, even though it was saying like, hey, open up a little bit, I think there are certain moments that he will experience that will be a once in a lifetime experience for him, where he is going to offer his cup. He's going to see that, his hardships are carrying him through a sense of paradise for him. Because it's not about the end game, it's about the journey. So we have reflect on your truth, And we have the Nine of Cups. I think that he's definitely getting the recognition that he rightfully deserves. He has put in a lot of passion. And though he can appear to be smug, he's like, no, I just want to be recognized for the truth that I'm trying to give you. Because I feel like he believes that the industry itself with the music, it's all unalived. You know what I mean? Like there's no sense of purpose in music anymore. It all sounds the same. Like everybody talks about the same things. It's recycled trash. And so he wants people to gracefully accept and welcome that truth, because he's not harming you with a little bit of knowledge. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Two of Swords. So with the forgive and forget, this is the Two of Swords, and this person is blindfolded. So how I look at this is, I'm going to go back to what I've been doing. I'm going to chill just as long, because I feel like he has seen the little sneak diss that Kendrick posted on Instagram. Not Kendrick, I'm sorry, Drake posted on Instagram. The one where they were saying that he was mimicking his outfit, and then he made his little snooty comment. I think he's like, I'm willing to overlook that. Just don't come at my family anymore. There won't be any bloodshed if you just leave me and my people alone, because obviously I could tell that you can't handle the truth. You'd rather be blind to it. So I'm just going to, I said what I had to say, and I'm just going to leave it alone. All right, make sure there's no hidden cards up in here. All right. Why is Judgment here? Goodness. Let me just do it this way. Why is Judgment here with, almost dropped them. Get it together, Lee. With love yourself. So we have the Devil, and I feel that, like I said, try not to judge others over being overcritical of others or even himself, and I also feel like taking things a little too far, and that could be where that guilt feeling is coming from, because the Devil card can represent an over excess of certain pleasures. So to eat him alive may have felt good at the moment, but he could have sat down and been like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But it had to be done to him. This could also symbolize fears, and also addictions. So I want to say with these two cards together, just overcoming his personal hang-ups, whatever that they may be, because I know that Drake alluded to DV against his wife. That could be the case. It may not be the case, even though he addressed it. But I don't know. So now we have the Six of Cups here. So living life to the fullest. This could be him pouring his cup into creative flow into the past, or this is not allowing his past to haunt him. Taking moments, because we all have memorable moments of our past that we wish that we could go back to and you know, live again despite everything else that may have happened in our lives. But I feel like he may be somewhere that just brings him back to a sense of peace. We have the Hanged Man. So with reflect on the truth, and of course with the Nine of Cups, I feel like this is saying to see things from a different perspective. And this also comes from the guilt and opening up your heart. And also that it is okay to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay for little Kenny, Kung Fu Kenny, to smile from time to time. You know, and I know this is probably going to be cheesy, and I don't know if anybody else has done this, but ever since the beef has happened, you know, I've been invested in listening to his music or whatnot. But there was one thing that I rarely saw, and that was a smile from time to time. I would love to see Kendrick smile his ass off. I mean, I want to see a hearty laugh come from him. You know what I mean? But, you know, that will come in time. That'll come in time. And I feel like that's what's going to be happening, you know. He's going to be seeing things from a different perspective, because in this picture, she's looking up at the floor while she's on the ceiling. And she had to see it that way in order to see things from someone else's perspective. You know what I mean? Or even from her own perspective. Like, she might have this preconceived notion that things should be a certain way, or it should be, you know, it should be in a certain way or a certain order. But when the situation, and I feel like this was his own personal doing, he wanted to see, you know, well, why are things the way that they are? So he decided to flip the script to get a better understanding as to why these things are placed the way that they are. And then we have Justice. Sorry if you hear my daughter. She's watching something on her tablet, and she's trying her best to not interrupt the video, because they know how anal I am about interruptions. Now, forgive and forget with Justice here. Either this is saying that he's going to face a lawsuit of some kind, or someone higher up is going to I don't know if it's someone higher up that is going to try to make some noise about him, and try to, I don't know, put him in the legal limelight, or if this is basically talking about a balance. I do feel that after this beef, that he did reset the energies, because sometimes you just have to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like the industry at one point was in a recession, and then something just had to come in and just shut shit down so that it can start completely over. Now that individuals are being exposed for ghostwriting and this and this and this, I think he set the tone to let people know that no one is safe. And I know he was not the first person to call not Kendrick, but Drake out about hiding children. You know, Pusha T was the one that set that tone. But I don't think that he was trying to mimic Pusha T. I think that he was just saying, like, don't be out here trying to act like you're doing this and this, and like that you're trying to do all this good for people when you got all this stuff, because you're not doing good to the ones that need it the most. So honestly, I do feel that even though Drake's ego is bruised, and again, I'm not trying to bash, even though Drake's ego is bruised, he's definitely going to learn from his mistakes. As of right now, I think it is best really for everybody to just be cool. Everybody got their entertainment, great, but let's get back to business and focus on what's really important. All the he said, she said, and all that's all eventually going to come out into the light anyways, whether somebody decided to be the messenger or not. But I feel like the sword of truth had to be unsheathed, and that's what it was. So, hey, there's nothing more than I can say about that. I hope to hear more music from him, and I hope that he continues to gain the respect that he rightfully deserves. Because, I mean, I don't know neither one of them. I'm just basing what I feel off of energy. So I am seeing that, he's not to be trifled with, and the same could go for Drake as well. If you push somebody to their limit, there's going to be a moment where you're going to have to, you're going to have to pay the price. And I'm not saying that in a fatal way. I do feel like, for example, Rick Ross, I think eventually Drake and Rick may go toe to toe. Who knows? Maybe Rick will get his karma through somebody else. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna get exposed for some stuff. But as of right now, I just think that people just need to just chill, just like Kendrick is trying to do. I just feel like he said, don't kill my vibe, and there won't be no problem. So that's all that I have for this time. If you like the if you like the reading, that's cool. If you don't like the reading, that's cool. You can drop some comments down below. Just keep them friendly. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about me. But most importantly, remember this. When life gives you lemons, always keep it zesty. Take care, everyone. Bye.